Alright, much Abrew about nothing time. Playing some Expertise Fuse Reanimator. And this hand is really good if we had lands, but we don't. So we get a mulligan. This hand's pretty bad. I think we got a mulligan again. Going to 5. Well, we're keeping this. Maybe we scry into something. Okay. Island for our opponent, and Ancestral Visions suspended. Wooded Foils, crack it. Get a Stomping Grounds, untapped, and Noble Hierarch, pass turn. So, yeah. We're a couple cards away from really doing anything. Well, let's just play Noble Hierarch. There's the Mana Leak. Windswept Teeth, crack Windswept Teeth. This actually works out. We can get a Sacred Foundry, untapped, and get down a Brain in the jar. Pass a turn. So that's good. Hierarch countered, Brain resolves. We do need things to go with it, though. Well, let's get in with Hierarch, 4-1. Opponent's going to get their Ancestral in 2 turns. Another Island. Now let's take up our Brain. Crack Windswept Teeth. Get a Breeding Pool. Tapped. Stomping Grounds. Get in with Noble Hierarch. This hand is not doing anything. Pass the turn. Opponent gets to draw 3. Eldrazi in hand. So this is the build that won the GP trial. I'm not sold on Brain in the jar personally. I've been playing Through the Breach in the build that I built, and when you see a bunch of Eldrazi in your hand that you can never do anything with, it makes you happy that you have a Through the Breach to just win the game. Play a Plains, and I guess we pass the turn. Opponent cracks our Wooded Foothills. So yeah, you can imagine how Breach would be pretty awesome in this scenario. When Brain in the jar, like, yeah, I mean, I guess it's good-ish. Brain, I guess there's like a trade-off. Without Brain in the jar, you're not going to cast Beck Call or Breaking and Entering without an Expertise card. But without Through the Breach, you never cast Emrakul or Ulamog without Expertise card. Well, let's pass the turn. See if we can find a window to resolve this Beck Call. Cryptic Command is the biggest problem. Opponent cracks. They're Misty. Circumvisions. Because Mana Leak and Remand we get around with our Brain. Alright. I guess we just pass. Play another Brain in the jar. Get in with Noble Hierarch. And pass turn. Also, Breach doesn't lose to Stony Silence. Alright, opponent bolts our Noble Hierarch. Untaps. Plays a tap land. I'll take up our Brain in a jar. Take up our Brain in a jar. Pass the turn. We're getting close, because next turn we can have double Brain. And double Beck Call. Mountain for our opponent. Tarmogoyf, sure. Well, let's scry with Brain. Temple Garden to the bottom. Alright, so let's play Windswept Teeth. Crack Windswept Teeth. Get a for it. And Brain. And fuse a Beck Call. There's the Cryptic Command. And then in response, we Brain. And fuse a Beck Call. That one resolves. So now we get to draw some cards. Land. Simian Spirit Guide. Emrakul. Breaking, Entering. Not ideal. Well, pass the turn. Opponent goes attacking. Well, we got a chump. The Goyf. Opponent plays Scalding Tarn. Huntmaster of the Fells. And passes. Well, cast Simian Spirit Guide. Play Wooded Foothills. And pass the turn. Opponent attacks with Goyf. So we'll just chump with a bird. Crack Wooded Foothills. Get a Doesn't really matter. Temple Garden. Scry away a counter. Wooded Foothills to the bottom. Yup, that's not good. Kills our Spirit Guide. Well, cast Birds of Paradise. We're getting pretty close to just being dead here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're far away from breaking entering, and a lot of our fatties are in our hand. I guess we pass the turn. Opponent plays land. Alright, let's try it. I expect this gets Cryptic. Breaking, entering, mill ourselves. Snapcaster for our opponent. For Cryptic. Yup. There's a Cryptic. So chump and chump. Take 4. Scry 1. Strom's Expertise doesn't do anything here. Huntmaster flips back around. Spirit Guide, and I mean, I think this is the game. We can cast a Spirit Guide. Block, block. Yeah, I mean, this is game over. Cast a Spirit Guide. Pass the turn. What's our opponent have? Shackles, and that's game. Oh, deck. Chancellor of the Annex, eh? I mean, I guess the idea is that's going to protect the combo, but I don't see how that actually protects the combo. I mean, it protects the combo if you're winning on turn 0, which I think we figured out. You have to draw exactly the 7 perfect cards. Literally a 7-card combo to resolve a Carry Zeb's Expertise on turn 1. And if you're bringing that in, then you're weakening the combo. But Leyline doesn't do anything. Nature's Claim doesn't do anything. Ancient Grudge doesn't really do anything. Chancellor, maybe, but I don't really see how that does anything. Okay. So this hand is unkeepable. I guess we can play a turn 1 Brain in a Jar. And if our opponent has absolutely nothing, we might be able to breaking and entering off that, although we have a lot of our big things in our hand. So Stomping Grounds, untapped, exile Spirit Guide, play a Brain in the Jar, and pass the turn. There's a Spire Bluff for our opponent. We draw another Brain that we can't use, pass the turn. Also, our opponent can counter this. There's a Misty Rainforest. Well, tick up our Brain in the Jar. This deck. Pass the turn. Well, we got to go for it now. Take up Brain in the Jar. Fuse, targeting ourselves. Alright, we did get a Grizzlebrand, which is something. Is that enough? Is this enough to win us the game? Opponent gets a Stomping Grounds tapped. Oh, so we had like half of our targets in our hand, but we got lucky and still hit one. Misty for our opponent. Now let's draw a bunch of cards. Get in with our Grizzlebrand. Windswept Heath, crack it. Get a Forest. Birds of Paradise. Birds of Paradise. Pass a turn. We're going to just discard some Eldrazi. While I don't think we can cast any of them, it's slightly more possible that we cast a Nulamog. There's an island for our opponent. And Huntmaster. I don't know if that's going to do it for our opponent. Alright, let's draw. This is also the position where Through the Breach is so much better than Brain. Like, Brain doesn't do anything here, but Through the Breach, we would just breach an Emrakul and win. Well, let's draw down to 2, see if we hit anything. Okay, so charge counter, target Huntmaster, fuse breaking and entering, get a Birds of Paradise, and then cast Carry Zeb's Expertise, fuse, targeting ourselves. Hey, it's an Emrakul, we got there. Oh, alright, well that was actually pretty sweet. We pieced it together even without the Through the Breach. So we can do some cool things when it works out. This seems like a challenging matchup thanks to all the counters, but we did get there. I Alright, no real payoff, but this hand's okay. Spire Bluff for our opponent. Oh man, double Spirit Guide too. Well, Windswept Heath, crack it. Get a Temple Garden, untapped. And Birds of Paradise. Pass turn. Island for our opponent. Well, Noble Hierarch, Bloodstained Mire, Crack Bloodstained Mire, Stomping Grounds, and Noble Hierarch. And might as well get in with our birds. The bird beatdown plan. Definitely not plan A, but... Ooh, opponent misses their land drop. We draw another birds. Well, let's play Brain in a Jar. Opponent has Spell Snare. Well, exile Simian Spirit Guide. Strom's Expertise. Cast Simian Spirit Guide. And we're just all in on the beatdowns. Kinda wish we had a Gavany Township. There's an Emrakul that doesn't do much of anything. Get in. Opponent down to 13, pass turn. Yeah, I'll go attacking. Play Brain in the Jar. And pass the turn. Opponent's down to 8. We're getting kinda close. Ancient Grudge takes down our Brain. Thing we're worried about was Huntmaster. Well, let's go attacking. Opponent's down to 3. Play a birds. Pass the turn. Is this really gonna work? The servo token beatdown technique? Go attacking. Opponent has Is It Staticaster? Unbelievable. Oh, that was a turn before our opponent was gonna lose too. Well, I guess we pass. The problem is they're gonna kill all of our mana. Opponent plays a Scalding Tarn. Passes. We draw land. Well, go to combat. Attack with Simian Spirit Guide. Alright, opponent blocks. Kills our birds. Or our Hierarchs. Well, play Noble Hierarch. Play a Plains. Pass the turn. Oh, well, the fact that our opponent had to chump actually gives us a bit of hope. Stomping Grounds tapped. Our opponent's at 1 life. Because we can hit them with birds. Okay, opponent gains life. Well, this is not at all our plan. Actually, let's see. Let's attack with Simian Spirit Guide. Opponent chumps. Then we hard cast Call to get the birds. Pass the turn. Are we going to win from the hard cast Beck Call? Opponent plays Scalding Tarn. I guess they're to the point where they can start crypticking to tap our team as well. Passes to flip the Huntmaster. Kills a bird. We draw a land. Well, go to combat. There's a Cryptic. Taps our team. Well, cast Simian Spirit Guide. Opponent cracks down to 3. Steam Vents. Tapped. Play Wooded Foothills. Pass the turn. Oh my god, this game. Opponent gets in. This is a pretty clear sign that our opponent has another Cryptic in hand. Or Snapcaster for Cryptic. We draw yet another land. Yep, Snapcaster for Cryptic. And it looks like we're going to lose. Yep. There's not anything we can do about this. Taps our stuff. And we're dead to a Lightning Bolt. Dead to a Cryptic. Dead to many things. And our opponent is not just dead, thanks to flipping the Huntmaster. We're actually dead to our opponent passing the turn if they assume we don't have a spell. Oh, they can't get in with the wolf, that's right. Opponent gets in, down to 4. Passes. Huntmaster flips. Hits us for 2. Kills a bird. We draw a Brain, which is a dead card. Imagine if this was a Through the Breach. Well, go to combat. And that's the game.